Now, I've got to be honest, I love the sunshine. So please do stay hydrated. I know one or two of our environments are not fantastically ventilated, but on balance, what a wonderful thing to have the summer arrive so early. I know what you're thinking. Toby talked about the launch of the awards last week. I haven't quite found time yet to get my nomination in. Do not worry, you have got until August the 8th, but goodness me, there's such a lot of fantastic stuff going on in our organisation. We've got teams out there doing school readiness events for new parents. We've got the work that's going on to build a virtual ward for older adults in North Links, and that incredible Burns Court development that was pictured in my vlog in the last couple of weeks, creating residential tenancies and rehabilitation opportunities for folk in Rotherham. There's a lot more examples. I know I was listening to people in payroll and ESR talk about the work that they've done that they're rightly proud of to get us ready for real living wage accreditation. If you're listening to me and thinking, hell no, not them, it should be that team that I'm part of or that work next door, for goodness sake, get your award nominations in. In the sunshine, I am stood down here in the middle of the Tick Hill site, and great job, by the way, to our gardening team for the work we're doing on rewilding the site, but I'm stood here down in front of the old Coral Lodge. I'm doing that because we are out to advert now to create our trust-wide high dependency unit service, our locked rehabilitation service, and it will be based in the building behind me. We're going to have to find a new name because, as I say, it is a trust-wide service. So just in the same way that our North Lincolnshire adult mental health care group lead talking therapies in all parts of the trust, and in the same way that the team in Doncaster lead on learning disabilities across the organisation, this specialist service that's being created will be led by our colleagues in the Rotherham Care Group. Who knows, if it works, we may open more. And this idea has been on the stocks, I know, probably pre-pandemic when I talked to colleagues who've been in the organisation for a long time. But we move quickly now, don't we, in Ardash? And hopefully by October, I'm sure by November, we will have this facility open. And what that will mean is that people who are currently being looked after some considerable distance from home will be able to return to South Yorkshire and North Lincolnshire. I see that as a real positive. Actually, it's been invested in by NHS England, by our ICB colleagues, and as I say, it's being led by Megan McNaney and others. So you'll see an advertisement on the screen. If you want to find out more, if you think that might be the job for you, then do lead into that. It'd be great to get some people who have experience from each of our geographies, because obviously the link between this team and our teams out in each community in Rotherham, in Doncaster and North Links is going to be critical to the success of this project, which, as I say, opens in the autumn. I have been out and about this week in rooms, not just out in the sunshine, with my executive colleagues doing a series of open staff meetings. What a rich and fascinating experience that has been. I did say to you when I was advertising them that it'd give us material for vlogs. Some of the issues that have come up, completely expected. We did a cracking conversation at Great Oaks all about the challenges and the opportunities of the £3.5 million investment that is going into that facility, but lots of surprising things coming up as well. Have we quite got our arrangements on mileage between home and base properly sorted out? I know Carleen is working on that. What is the opportunity of artificial intelligence, of AI in our organisation? We've got 3 or 4 projects live at the moment. Are we making the most of those projects? And of course, Hayley, I'm thinking of you. How do we make sure we get a gym into each of our adult mental health environments as good as the one I was hearing about and I visited in Rotherham? So the staff meetings are really proving their worth. I'm sure we'll do some more in September, October time, so look out for advertisements for that. And as I say, thanks ever so much to people who've got involved. I guess a couple of things really stood out for me this week. One is how an idea can get lost in translation. So we've moved away from having our comms team produce specific leaflets, and we've put all of our patient information on our website. But of course, the idea is then to print that out and have that definitely available in local spaces within our services. And maybe just the first bit is the bit that has got understood, so people are in want of information. And another thing that stood out for me was the enthusiasm for learning half days, but within that, a belief that you could only do formal learning in a learning half day. Far from it. Now, really important if you need to have a team meeting to reflect on something that's gone well, on something that's gone less well. That's exactly what a learning half day is for. So please be encouraged to do that. On the screen right now, I talked about patient safety incidents a few weeks ago, didn't I? And here are the 9 learnings that Steve Forsyth and the team have put together from the most serious patient safety incidents from the last 12 months. Now, many are, as you might perhaps expect, associated with adult and older adult mental health services. But what you'll also see on the screen is the range of significant action that has taken place already or is taking place to respond to those patient safety incidents. So in terms of has taken place, the work, for example, that's been going on across all our sites to make sure that Section 136 suites really work well for patients. And we're going live very soon this summer with a sort of Ghostbusters-style estate team to make sure that when a facility is damaged, we're able to get it open again. But also work to come, the work that Dermot Sinclair's been leading on getting our engagement, disengagement policy absolutely right following coronial comment and other issues that our patients have experienced over the last few years. So take a look for yourself. It's really important, that belief that when something has gone wrong, we will look for a systemic, meaningful solution where we can, and we'll try and learn from that. But of course, and finally, we don't just learn from things that go wrong. Care opinion is absolutely the thing that stands out for me from the last 12 months in our organisation. What an incredible window we have created on the views of our patients and the calibre of our services. So just a few images, not so much of the things patients are saying to us, but the incredibly compassionate and thoughtful replies that I continue to see from team leaders and clinicians inside our organisation. That is definitely an award-winning step. See you next week. You did that on purpose.